panic. Sussexes plead royal for protection as accusation of bullying resurged strongly than ever. A Buckingham Palace inquiry into allegations the Duchess of Sussex bullied staff has so far only interviewed a tiny handful of people who worked for her. The revelation has prompted fears that the investigation, set up 9 months ago, is being kicked into the long grass. Palace aides announced in March that they were launching an internal inquiry into claims Meghan's behavior drove 2 personal assistants out of the household and undermined the confidence of a third. Staff were said to have been left in tears and feeling traumatized. The royal household subsequently employed a third-party law firm to probe the claims, paid for by the family privately, in a move that some predicted could increase tensions between Harry and Meghan and the institution. The allegations are strongly denied by the Duchess, whose lawyers described them at the time as a calculated smear campaign. These are likely to include the 2 PAs, another staff member and possibly Cabinet Secretary Simon Case, who was then working as Prince William's private secretary. Mr. Case was sent an email in October 2018 by Kensington Palace's Communications Secretary, Jason Knauf, raising concern about Meghan's behavior and trying to get protection for the staff he believed were being targeted. The Sussexes would, on average, have had around 15 employees working for them at any one time, with up to 25 over the course of Meghan's brief time in the royal family between 2017 and 2020. But there is such a wall of silence around the entire probe, on the orders of the Queen's ultra-cautious private secretary Sir Edward Young, that no one within the household has been told whether it is even still ongoing. Part of the problem is that the palace has never before had to deal with an official bullying complaint against a member of the royal family, effectively an employer, and so has no precedent on which to act. And with such a narrow scope of inquiry, sources ask what the investigation will actually achieve. There are obviously serious questions to be asked as to how the original complaints about bullying made against the Duchess were handled internally. They added, from what anyone hears, interviews have only taken place with a handful of people. It's been far from comprehensive. Buckingham Palace refused to comment on any aspect of the investigation this week. It had previously said that the inquiry should not be played out in public and would take as long as it will take. The Sussexes were not expected to be invited to take part in the probe, despite having written to the palace about it. A week ago, royal correspondent Valentine Lowe, who broke the story of bullying claims, told presenter Amol Rajan, "These people, I know, 2.5 years later, when I'm writing this story, some of them were in tears. They were still severely psychologically traumatized. So, something went badly wrong." But Meghan's lawyer Jenny Afia, of firm Chillings, replied, "There were massive inaccuracies in that story." She added, "It's hard to prove a negative. If you haven't bullied someone, how do you show you haven't?" Asked if Meghan is a bully, she said, "Absolutely not. What bullying actually means is improperly using power to hurt someone emotionally or physically. The Duchess has absolutely denied doing that." She added, that said she wouldn't want to negate anyone's personal experiences. The Sun revealed in March that Meghan bullying claims being investigated internally at Kensington Palace focused on her royal tour of Australia. The 16-day trip in 2018 is said to have been host to a series of clashes between Meghan and her staff. Omid Scobie, author of sympathetic Meghan and Harry biography Finding Freedom, claimed negative stories had been leaked about the Duchess to put her in her place. No evidence was provided and he wasn't challenged on the allegation by presenter Amol Rajan. There was also palace anger that Meghan arranged for her lawyer to appear and answer questions on her behalf.